Hey, welcome back. Before we dive into today's reflection, a quick note. If you find these episodes helpful, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. And if you're listening on the app, don't forget to give us a review. Your support truly means a lot. Okay, let's begin. Today, we're going to talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention in the world of mental health. Not your flaws, not your areas for improvement, but your strengths. Because in a culture obsessed with fixing what's wrong, it's quietly radical to focus on what's already right with you. This isn't about false positivity or ignoring reality. It's about rediscovering what makes you, you, and learning how to let those qualities lead. So take a deep breath. You don't have to become someone else. You just have to remember who you are. Let's start with a few key takeaways from today's reflection. Your strengths go beyond skills. They include your values, mindset, and emotional patterns. Focusing on strengths has been shown to boost mood, self-esteem, relationships, and resilience. Most of us have a hard time identifying our own strengths, but you can learn how to see and celebrate them. Strengths-based approaches are used in coaching and therapy for a reason. They work. All right, why is it so hard to see our own strengths? Let's start with the brain. We're wired with something called negativity bias. Basically, our minds are better at spotting what's wrong than what's right, especially when it comes to ourselves. That wiring helped us survive once, but now it can make us hyper-focused on our flaws. And then society piles on. School reports point out what needs work. Job reviews obsess over KPIs. Even therapy sometimes zeroes in on what's broken. But here's the twist. Even really high-achieving people, the ones others admire, often don't see their own strengths. They downplay them or ignore them entirely. So what we're really doing today is opening that dusty toolbox most of us didn't even know we had. So what actually counts as a strength? Let's break the usual mold. This isn't just, I'm good at spreadsheets, or I work well in a team. We're talking about character strengths, the deeper, more human stuff. Things like curiosity, bravery, empathy, self-control, gratitude, perspective. These are the kind of qualities that shape your mental well-being. And according to researchers like Dr. Martin Seligman, using your core strengths regularly can boost your happiness, lower anxiety, and even increase your sense of purpose. Want to see what yours are? Open the AvaMind app and just say, help me discover my character strengths. Here's something a lot of people don't expect. The way we see or don't see our strengths is often shaped by childhood and culture. Maybe you were praised for being quiet, so your boldness stayed hidden. Maybe your culture emphasized modesty, so you never claimed your leadership skills. Or maybe you learned to be the helper in your family, developing compassion and resilience. but also forgetting how to set boundaries. This work isn't just about naming traits. It's about healing your relationship with the parts of you that got buried. Let's pause here for a moment. If you're journaling or just thinking this through quietly, here's a question to reflect on. What strengths did I have as a child before I learned to edit myself? Let it sit for a second. The answers might surprise you. Now, if that brought up some memories, good. Because rediscovering your strengths starts right there, with curiosity, with noticing. So, how do you begin? Here are 3 simple, science-backed ways to start exploring your strengths. First, think back to a high point moment, a time you felt energized, proud, or totally in your element. Ask yourself, what strengths was I using? What values were guiding me? What kind of feedback did I get? Second, try the reflected best self exercise. Ask a few close friends or colleagues, when have you seen me at my best? What was I doing? You'll start to hear patterns. Things like your calm presence, your humor, your insight. And third, take the VIA Character Strengths Survey. It's free, backed by years of research, and used by millions. But don't just skim the results. Reflect. Which strengths do you use often? Which ones are you hiding? Which have helped you survive hard times? Let's bring it to life with a fictional example. Based on what we often see in AvaMind, Sam is stuck in their job, burnt out. They chat with Ava, not really knowing where to start. But through that reflection, they remember how much they loved mentoring others, tutoring classmates, writing helpful guides. They realize their top strengths are curiosity, kindness, and perspective. By reconnecting with those traits, not chasing a title, they start building a path that actually feels true. So what actually happens when you live more from your strengths? First, your self-esteem grows. You stop tying your worth to productivity or perfection and start rooting it in who you are. Second, stress and anxiety begin to drop. When you remember the strengths that helped you through hard times, you build trust in your future self. Third, your relationships shift. You show up more clearly, and you start recognizing strengths in others too, even when your values clash. And fourth, you feel more alive. People who use their strengths often feel more in flow, fully engaged in the moment. It's not just about feeling good. It's about feeling real. Okay, let's bring this into your daily life. You don't need a total reinvention, just micro moments of alignment. Try these. In the morning, ask, which strength do I want to lead with today? At night, reflect, what strength did I use today, even if it was subtle? In hard moments, ask, which of my strengths can help me here? And when you need a little nudge, ask Ava, remind me of a strength I'm underestimating. Or, how can I use my strengths to build confidence? Each time you do, you're training your brain to look for what's working, not just what's missing. So let's end with this. Your strengths are already there. You don't have to earn them. You don't have to prove them. You just have to notice them. And when you do, when you begin to trust your empathy, your humor, your curiosity, your courage, you stop chasing someone you think you should be and start becoming more of who you already are. The world doesn't need a perfect version of you. It needs the real one, the one who shows up with heart, integrity, and self-awareness, even when it's hard. So go gently, but go boldly, because your strengths aren't just something you have. They're part of who you are, even when you forget. And every time you honor them, you come home to yourself. Until next time, take care of your mind, your heart, and all the quiet brilliance that lives inside you. And remember, Ava's always here if you need support along the way. If this reflection resonated with you, feel free to share it, subscribe for more, or leave a review. It helps others discover AvaMind, and it truly means a lot. And if you haven't explored the AvaMind app yet, this is a great place to start. You can discover your strengths, reflect with Ava, and find support that fits into your real life, wherever you are, whenever you need it. For more reflections like this, check out our blog or listen back to past episodes, including building self-esteem, practical tools that actually work, how to handle imposter syndrome when it shows up, feeling stuck. Here's how to move forward with compassion. What is self-awareness? And how can it improve your mental health? So that's it for now. Take care of your mind, your heart, and all the quiet brilliance that lives inside you. And I look forward to having you join me for our next reflection.